Welcome to the channel. Welcome to Banter in the Box, episode 112. Who the fuck is that special? Yes, I know I said the last edition of Banter in the Box would be the final one of the season. Call this a bonus edition, you lovely, lucky people. Mainly because I'm having such fun tormenting you with these manager of the season questions. There is a current question on the Family Fantasy Football League Facebook group worth 2 manager of the season points. If you can tell me, correctly guess Erling Haaland's value next season. The player valuations are out on Monday. Haaland is the only one I've priced up yet. I'm going to do all the others this weekend and send those valuations out on Monday. But if you can guess Haaland's value, then you'll get 2 manager of the season points. If no one gets it today, I might roll it over for tomorrow and make it worth 3 manager of the season points. I'll have to wait and decide if I want to do that or not. What a week in the Family Fantasy Football League. I'm not revealing anything other than to say the Premier League may be done and dusted, but the Family Fantasy Football League is anything but. It could be one of the closest title races in Family Fantasy Football League history. And then again, depending on how the final game week goes, it might not be close at all. But it's certainly all to play for, not just at the top of the table, but the most weekly wins is currently a 4-way tie going into the final game week. The highest weekly total always normally gets decided in the final game week because there are so many bonus points on offer at the end of the season. There's just 2 goals in the race for the Golden Boot and just 4 assists in the race for the Silver Boot. And the Manager of the Month for May is pretty close as well. In the penultimate game week of the season, 1 manager went into the transfer market. I love it. But now we are in the final game week of the season. No more transfers can be made. The players you've got now are the players you finished the season with. I'm not going to tell you why, but there were 3 game week 35 winners. Take a bow, yours truly, Chairman's Choice, Lyndon's Lovely's manager Joe, and Poppy's players Sarah Simons. And the game week 35 losers, no surprise, great Uncle George, Di Maloney, Steve Holmes and Darren Ravel, all game week 35 losers. In this edition of Banter in the Box, this bonus edition, I've got some info on the presentation awards. The event is on the Facebook group. I've been asking you for weeks and weeks to tell me whether you're going. Most people have indicated they're going or they're not going. Those that happen, we've made the assumption that you're not because you would have told us by now. And I've got a Who the Fuck Is That update. It's been rolling over for weeks and I can't even actually remember how many weeks. A long time. I'm going to roll it over for one final week. And it's going to be worth 18 manager of the season points. But those 18 manager of the season points will be the first manager to give me the correct answer. So only 1 manager is going to get those 18 manager of the season points, assuming anyone gets them. So listen carefully to what you have to do to get those manager of the season points. The 2023 FFFL Presentation Awards this year is taking place for the first time at the Stadia of No Fucking Chance FC's Angela Addis. But let's face it, we all know assistant manager Dan Addis will be doing all of the work, just like he always does. It's on Saturday, the 8th of July, at the posh end of Southend-on-Sea. Contractually obligated to point out by Angela, she will only host the presentation awards if I mention that it's at the posh part of Southend near Fort Bay, not the rough end. Didn't know Southend have the rough end? Apparently it does. And it kicks off at 3 p.m. These are the managers who have confirmed they are attending. Obviously, our host, Angela Addis, ably assisted by Dan Addis, pictured there, and I'm told that is what they'll be wearing on the day, so that is exciting. I'm assuming that great Uncle George will be attending with wife Jill. I'm assuming that because I haven't actually had confirmation that they're going, but it's at their daughter's house. And let's face it, we can't have a Family Fantasy Football League presentation awards without the coronation chicken. Come on, Jill. There'll be an absolute riot. Also attending is Napoli manager Lee Poulter, and he's taking his one permitted guest, which we assume is his wife Hannah, but he could take someone else if he wanted. Pops Hawksby will be attending, pictured there with the FFFL trophy that he won way back. I think it was about 2016. I don't think you'll be lifting it this year, Pops, but not giving anything away. Also attending is Mops Hawksby, and the only reason I've pictured Mops and Pops separately is because I went through both of their Facebook pages and couldn't find a single picture which was just the two of them together. Benny United manager Mark Benwell will be going, and he will be taking one permitted guest in the lovely form of his wife Donna Benwell. Debut manager Niall Ponsford is attending, and I'm delighted about that because Niall is in the shake-up for some prize money. Also attending is debut manager Sarah Goodwin. I'm told that she's just going for the cream eggs. And of course, yours truly, your chairman, will be there. And I am still not sure who I'm taking. It is a list that I am narrowing down as fast as I can. So they are your attendees for the FFFL Presentation Awards. If you haven't yet, Simon, I know that you said that you were a maybe. Steve Holmes can't go. He's having a penis enlargement that day. Good luck, Steve. If you haven't indicated whether or not you can go, and you can, let me know. The event is on the Family Fantasy Football League Facebook group. And if you've indicated that you are attending, but you also plan to bring a guest, can you let me know if you haven't already done so? And can you also let me know what food you would like to contribute, what your speciality is, so that I can pass that information on to Ange. If you don't care what you want to bring, fine. Ange will just allocate something to you. And obviously, drink wise, as always, whatever you're drinking, bring along. Now, who the fuck is that? As I say, it's been rolling over for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. I've given you 2 clues already. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give you an important piece of advice, and 2, a third clue. So first of all, I'm going to give you the important piece of advice. Listen very carefully to the question, because you won't possibly answer it correctly if you don't listen to the question. So here goes. Pictured there is a current Family Fantasy Football League manager. You can get 18 Manager of the Season points. 18 Manager of the Season points. To get those Manager of the Season points, you have to be the first manager to tell me which current Family Fantasy Football League manager is pictured there and what part of their anatomy is pictured. And you have to place your answer on the Family Fantasy Football League Facebook group. The first person to do that will get 18 Manager of the Season points. But you only get one guess. So one go at this. And before you rush to put your answers or answer, I should say, on the Facebook group, I'm going to give you some clues. A reminder of the 2 clues you've already had and a 3rd clue. And these clues are relevant. They do reveal the answer to the question. So a reminder of the clues. Clue 1. IJLM. Gazza's mate had 5 of them. Clue 2. I now. You can get this now. Those are the 2 clues you already had. Here's the 3rd clue that you haven't yet had. If you've watched the Banter in the Boxes this season, then you don't need to be Lucy to get the answer. Just listen to the question carefully. It's all in a nickname. So they are your clues. I hope you listened to the question carefully. If you did and you're the first person to put the correct answer on the Family Fantasy Football League Facebook group, you will get 18 Manager of the Season points. And by the way, those people that took part in the recent poll have all earned 1 Manager of the Season point, whether you said yes or no to whether or not we should do away with the benefit fraudster tactical gambit. And for those of you that don't know, the result of the poll was 10 votes for getting rid of it, 5 votes for keeping it. So as you would have seen, if you've already read the rules that I sent out earlier on in the week, there is no benefit fraudster tactical gambit next season. This genuinely is your last Banter in the Box of the season. And I hope to see, well, I'm going to look forward to seeing those of you that are attending the end of season presentation awards on the 8th of July. The player valuations will be sent out on Monday. So by Monday, you will have the rules and the player valuations. Obviously, all results revealed on the 8th of July. Final stats for those people that don't attend the end of season presentation awards will be issued after the presentation awards on the 8th of July, the day after probably. And that's everything I think I need to tell you all. So, take care everybody. Bye-bye.